Um, the paving projects, everything's paved and shouldered. They shouldered last week. We're still waiting on the paint striping yet for both of those before they get that really soon. We do have a boiler in our Kansas shops and leaking, and they can't get the right parts for it, so we're gonna have to replace the boiler for about around $8,000 for the whole system and labor. So that'll be, we're getting a couple of quotes. 8,000 high, but
That's original, I'm sure, isn't it?
yeah.
20 years?
Well, yeah, probably over your close, probably, yeah, considering I've been here for 14. That was built before I got here, yeah. Working on Jackie's budget a minute because these projects that are complete now.
That's nice.
We turned in a $2.5 million pay request for our paving. And, so we gotta get that adjusted. The projects were in last year's budget, didn't get built in last fiscal year, so now they're carrying over, so we gotta get all that worked out. And then Jackie's gotta get the funds put into the account. So with that, we got it's 2.4 million, but it's still gonna be higher. We just got the pay, we didn't shoulder and stuff done yet, and then with the new box culverts, that stuff will be transferred into, so we'll have those for the amendment, and then we'll be good after that. Also, just a reminder, the bids for the vehicles, if anybody's wanting to bid on those vehicles, they're due Friday by 3. And then we've been trying to hire, we've not been very successful in getting highly qualified candidates. We have, and I'm just gonna let you guys know, I did put an offer out to an individual, and after the consideration of our health insurance and the wages, they couldn't make it work, so. And the other thing, there's 3 things. It was the wages, which were maybe okay, the health insurance was the big thing, and then the other issue was vacation accumulation. You know, waiting that whole year before they can actually get it when they're earning it. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update of what I'm finding when I'm hiring. I don't know if any other departments are seeing the same thing or not, but at any rate, that's kind of what we're looking at.
Family,
We're still,
I'm a student with family.
yeah,
Family,
you know, and then you know, we're looking down the scope at winter here, and we're still trying to find people to help plow. Our part-timers are coming back, but we might be short. Anyway, that's all I've got for you for an update. If you guys have some questions on anything.
You guys got any questions?
Nope.
no.
Thank you.
Yep.
Drainage, I didn't see any claims. Anything you guys, or do you have some?
That's just for, people didn't time right, so we needed to do credit cards and stuff for claims.
On drainage,
Oh,
you see that one valve sent for Doug Myers request? I'll take care of that.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to find somebody over there. All right.
Gotcha.
See ya.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pops or Peterson or somebody's got time
Is
to.
that all there is on drainage?
That's all. Yeah, that's awesome.
I will take a motion to approve the claims.
I will make a motion for the claims.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
Minutes, you get it.
There.
Thank you.
you know,
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
I'll skip the next 3. I sent you guys all the stuff about the cost allocation plan.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
the certification of that.
You guys get a chance to look all that over?
Yeah. I'll motion to approve the cost allocation plan.
Is there a second? I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
Yeah, you're flexible.
Mike, you're up.
I don't know if you guys have looked at, the report I sent, it's pretty simple, there was a couple times I had to contact people just verbally for a weed complaint, otherwise it was a pretty simple year. The drought gave us, we had Canada thistle and common ragweed, and up on the shoulder, you probably noticed that, the shoulders were pretty rough. Every year, face something different. Different weed really takes off, but
Still doing a great job, though. You just
Yeah,
go to the county lines and see the difference and stuff.
you can, no, it's no.
Right,
different from
right to the,
crop
right to
over,
the line.
say cost for chemical was down just because we had purchased a lot last year, so that kind of varies. I was kind of surprised, I was looking for more cost that we had that would.
yeah. I think chemicals down in general too, and
They were generally up a little bit last
It's-
year,
it's holding.
depending on when you bought them, but
Yeah.
going into next year, they hopefully should be back down again, so.
Yeah. And they want this report before November 1st to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be spraying some stuff
Right,
through the end of the year, so.
Right.
Kind of,
Mhm.
but if you don't have any, unless anybody has any concerns about anything,
Mhm.
I don't,
We're going great out there, looks good.
keep it up. Well, the truck's big addition, I know that.
yeah, this summer I was able to take time off, like I haven't been able to before, it felt like I could,
Good.
and we still kept up, so it's good, safe, a lot safer.
Lot
And I have a
safer.
driver with me.
Yep.
If I tumble down through the ditch, he looks to see, yeah,
He comes and gets you.
the leaves in there.
That's good.
Pick you up at the next corner, right?
Yeah.
You haven't. Printed,
No.
got my signatures on there. End up with it later.
anything else, Mike?
Motion to approve that.
Yeah,
I will take a motion to approve the annual weed commissioner report.
So moved.
I'll
There's-
second it.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Health equity annual flex benefit agreement. I would take a motion to approve the annual flex benefit agreement.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Treasures building. Roof replacement. I talked to Brian last week and he was gonna contact. He had Springer look at it and Springer patched it and said, we'll make it through the winter just fine, but come spring, we need to do something. And I know Brian was going to contact a roofing company that does that kind of work. And I sent him an email this weekend, but he didn't get back to me on it, so.
I know he's got one bid for sure, and I think he was looking for a second,
Yeah, but I asked if he could get a second one.
and the patch is holding, but it sounds like other parts of the roof went to crap the last rain we had.
Oh, all right.
So it's
That's-
something we need to get.
That's rubber roof, and that flat roof, looking.
Did he give you a copy of that quote?
No,
So there's 3 companies in Mason City that do them. Time you do Northern Cedar and Midwest Construction.
and is there a timing thing with
And,
that,
Alpha
or?
I would think so. Oh, like doing it yet to fall,
and
you'd want it a good day,
Yeah, and I don't know
Good
that
days.
temperature, I mean, cold temperatures are bad, but
right,
as long as their glue is able to work, I think.
talking about freezing. like,
Yeah, I think they could maybe get, it depends on their list schedule too. though.
We're running out of time.
It might not be a thing till spring.
That's be my guess.
No, Springer did say it would hold to the spring.
What he fixed anyways.
Yeah, but that's just,
But we got a few more that popped up here in the last
Yeah.
week now.
but something that we need to get a couple bids on it.
So you get
Address.
I guess, yeah.
Any other discussion on
It's bids, I guess.
Yeah.
See what happens.
What we can do.
it? Anything on the water system improvement project?
We're, all that, no, on the rates, we're meeting next week.
Okay, and the rates are meeting next week.
Yep.
Winworth Bethco, Melissa, are you on? Yes, you are.
Hi, I am working with NIAC to do a registered apprenticeship informational meeting, and it'll be the first week in December. So I'll get you more information on that.
Anything else?
Nope,
Any questions for Melissa? Thank you, Melissa.
you bet.
Any news on anything going on with EMS or anything like that?
We got any bills?
Oh, I was wondering about that this morning, 'cause it's already been, I mean. it's
I figured
almost
we'd see them in
November.
October here, so I just didn't know if we haven't seen any bills from Mason City yet.
Wonder how many, I was
Calls.
curious how many calls there were.
Not good.
Never checked with. Would be, yeah, when it comes to that water system improvement project, the faster we can get that done, we'll know where we are on ARP funds. So, can't really,
Well,
I
it's
would-
capped at 7,
well, that's true, but,
technically.
Yeah, let's see.
but the bid was 667, so there's a little room in there, we've got.
Well, we'll see what the actual, that's just engineers, that's not, we'll see what actual bids are, once the
Well, and
bid letting goes out.
Could be more or less.
I'm doing a budget amendment and the money's gonna be due sometime soon. Do I figure out how to put something in for EMS or not? Cause I really can't pay unless we have
Money in.
a budget.
And we gotta know where we're at.
Otherwise you gotta do another budget amendment.
I'll reach out to Mason City and ask them if they've got any bills figured out for us yet. Hopefully we get something figured out, with budget amendment be a couple weeks
I wanna get it to the newspaper at the end of the week.
this week. I'll reach out to them and see if we can't get a,
For Maryland, he'd have it.
well, whatever.
What's that?
Numbers.
He'd have it called where they came into the county
Where they came in,
altogether.
yeah, but whether they're billable. I guess I don't know, so.
You have a ballpark.
She'd have both her for you.
Yeah.
Okay, people service, water or wastewater. Heath,
Yes. Well, I wanted to just come and introduce the new team.
Yeah.
This morning, we've got, Taylor Hillman here. He's been around for over a year. He graduated out of the DMAC, the WET program out of DMAC, so he's got, a grade 2 water treatment, water distribution and wastewater one. He'll be qualified. He's already qualified. Taking his grade 2, and then within the year, he'll be qualified for his grade 3 license. Josh Stab started with us a week ago. He's got his undergrad from the UNI. He's got a microbiology degree, so he's got the water chemistry side of things. But we're excited to start a new chapter, if you want to call it that, and we're well underway with the operation and just addressing a lot. Just in the past month, we've been getting up to speed with the Grants County program, septic inspections. Obviously, there was a little bit of a gap. So it's safe to say we're caught up on doing those inspections. Same thing can be said about the well permit application process and the private well testing. So we're finally, if you want to call it, getting our head out of water, you know, and the dust's starting to settle a little bit. We've got our bearings where we want them to be. Other than that, the past month, we're just cleaning up a lot of operational issues, maybe that haven't been addressed before, you know, so we're just getting the facilities back up to, where I want to see them at. I, told you guys that I'm working on getting quite a few quotes on a few, issues, that, need to be addressed, maybe some of them sooner than later. I would say the highest priority is the effluent meter, hasn't been working for the last couple months here. So we got a quote on that. I would say the second highest priority, is the water treatment plant heaters haven't been running. So, we need some heat for the water plant, but we've got those quotes. The air exchange unit in the influent building hasn't worked. And still working on getting a quote. That might actually be the biggest ticket item, but we're working on that. We've been keeping the doors open, trying to get some airflow through that. Obviously, that's where the influent of the wastewater runs into, and it's a corrosive environment. We want to make sure that the equipment's not corroding, basically. So working on that one. Outside security lights, only, I would say, a quarter of them are working. Unfortunately, we found some mouth nuts that have been chewing on the wires. So, obviously, I've been here a lot, this past month, and I've noticed after hours, our security lights are the ghost town out there. So we want to make sure that that facility is well lit. So we got quotes on that, and I think that is it. We see the outstanding quote by Quality Pump for the lift station. I think that was talked about addressing that in the spring, so that is an outstanding one. But before diving into these quotes, moving forward, we're getting ready to haul some sludge. Unfortunately, we were told no, we can't utilize the field right by the plant, so we had knock on quite a few doors to find a new field. So we ended up finding one last week. So we've got a plan of action, and either this week or next week we'll be hauling sludge.
Fairly close by.
3 miles.
Okay.
So yeah,
I think it's not right there, but
it's not right there. Yeah, but I think we probably over a dozen doors knocked on. I mean, obviously started
how many acres do you need?
not that many, 20 to 30. Yeah. First hall, I mean, if you want to know the name, I can look that up here later, forget, but, just 3 miles. East of the plant on the Mendez. On the north side of the highway. Mendez, anyways, I can get that information.
Madison?
That might be it. I
East
mean,
of the interstate?
yeah, north of the highway.
Gotta be,
Well, I'm one, so that'd be 2, 3, that'd be down.
gotta be close to Scott, won't it? Scott, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
Scott, on the north, would it be
It would be on the north side.
that'd be Scott,
Yeah,
Scott Madsen.
Scott
yeah.
Madsen,
that's
yeah.
who said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least we got a place to go with it.
Okay.
So the highest priority quote is the effluent meter. Jackie, did they get all the
Yeah.
quotes?
You got just the one quote though?
Yeah, so it was like pulling teeth getting these quotes. They did get, BPM did give us a second option. That I did not even include because it was only half the information we needed. I can continue to keep trying, with other companies.
Right, I know we've used, electric pump and stuff. I don't know if quality pump. If
They wouldn't be into this realm of
Okay.
the meters.
Okay.
But GPM did give us a second option, but they're trying to talk us out of it because they are not guaranteeing the longevity of it.
Sure.
I kind of think, I mean, obviously we want multiple quotes and I get that.
Well, legally, we have to have multiple.
Okay,
So we
Yeah.
have to have at least two.
okay,
I mean, with that, it's just kind of the due process
Yeah.
we have, so.
so I will continue to keep working on that second quote for the affluent meter.
And is that the entire panel transducer?
No, that's just the transducer and the meter and the software
Okay,
that goes in the panel, but not the
Right.
panel,
so it's a whole new
pretty
meter
much.
setup basically.
Yeah,
Because there's nothing good on it. We're not just having to replace the transducer.
No.
Simple.
yes, I almost even thought about calling the guy in here and explaining it, but it's pretty, I mean, the technologies,
I'm sure it's original,
yes,
most
It-
likely.
it
but-
is,
Grab a second.
yeah, we can
Or at
do
least we're
that.
getting, and make sure when we do that, we're getting apples to apples too. So
Yes.
we're getting the right product.
Yes. The next quotes, let's see here. We've got, the heaters. So again, this was trying to get apple to apple and to get the 3 quotes that, we received was not. But, the heaters, two of the contractors did not include the price of the heaters, but I got those separately, so you guys would know what the cost is. One of the contractors, Wedeke, included the heaters. And, also the lights, and then, in addition, we want that tower mixer, that indicator light repaired, which was only $100 in addition to his quote. Right now, you can barely even tell, and I know there's been issues in the past with not knowing. Well, I get why. I mean, even at night, you can barely see it, so we want that thing to glow. So we know that mixers are on it. So anyway, he added an additional 180 for that, that light. I can tell you, I mean, if you really dove down into the quotes here, Wedeke Electric's the way to go for the security lights, the heaters, and in addition, that indicator light for the mixer. If you really want me to dive in, I certainly can. But it's pretty straightforward once you really comb through all of them.
I know personal preference to me is try to stay as local as we can.
Yeah.
With a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
So I know that's Marble Rock is not terrible far away, but
yes,
I prefer to keep everything as local as we can.
yeah, we
Whether it's
did contact,
Lake Mills or anybody in Worth County, I mean, close
Yeah.
by, so.
we did contact Northwood. They didn't really want anything to,
Yeah, so if they're busy, they're busy. If they
Yeah.
don't wanna do it,
yes,
at least gotta give them a call and
yes,
keep
Yeah.
it as close as we can, so. But we gotta have heaters in there, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's a water plant,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be that time of year,
yeah.
so. I guess, yeah,
We got portable ones right now, but it's not like we're not here.
I guess if that Wedding King is the lowest, then just go ahead and.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really need to vote on it, it's maintenance, but as long as you're bringing us,
Yeah.
keep bringing us multiple quotes when you do that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and that meter, that flow meter, so how you guys judging your flow then?
Off the influent.
Okay.
So the permit does require influent and effluent meter, and so I mean. We'll have to,
You're giving them a guesstimate.
Yes.
Basically, on
Yeah.
usage, which,
so, I mean, as long as we're not 3-4 months down the road still doing it, I don't think, you know.
yeah. Yeah. And then are you going to be sealing up those light poles when they're done pulling wire?
So that's already been addressed, yeah.
Okay.
We'll be figuring that out as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you fix it, and then if you don't feel them, they're
Well,
just gonna do it again,
So
so.
it's torn apart, it may as well.
Yeah,
seal
so,
that.
so they've got, you know, your concrete column and your light shaft with the conduit running up the center, and then you got your little square housing. You know, that decorative housing, mites are just getting right up underneath there, and then, you're right, so we've talked about that,
Okay. That's something you guys take care of?
yeah.
Okay. And one other question.
Anything else, Heath?
No, just, again, continuing to work on that air exchange unit, you know. I think that could unfortunately have gotten a rough ballpark, I mean, it could be over 10-15 grand. So I mean, it's something that is obviously more expensive, but we're working on getting. Again, it's been, we've been working on getting one quote here for a month, so we're obviously gonna try and get that one quote. That one's out of Mason City. If I'm struggling, I'll let you guys know if you guys know of anybody who else that who works on air exchange units.
Should you get North Central Mechanical?
Yes, it's been calling 3-4 times. I was hoping to have a rough number by today, but
Levi doing
Leave on mine, Young Plumbing.
Young Plumbing.
Yeah,
Maybe,
Young
maybe.
Plumbing out of
Check
Lake
with them, Lake
Mills.
Mills.
it? Try Larson Plumbing out of Fertile, plumbing and heating.
I know they do some commercial work, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far they go, but
Yeah,
give them both a shot.
Young Plumbing, and what was the second?
Larson.
Larson's out of Fertile.
Big young for something out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Young,
I've been
actually,
out there before.
they did the big air unit or the air conditioning unit.
Probably,
Did they?
yep.
I think they
I think
did.
you're right.
Yeah, Young Plumbing, he did the air conditioning unit for that wastewater building, so. when
Check
that
with
got
him.
hit, to check with him again,
I know they're busy too, but
yeah.
Yeah,
they might be able to.
you can just see, yeah, the corrosion getting in there. Which is definitely.
Can cause more damage and it's more fun.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Got any other questions, guys? That it, Heath?
That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you guys. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Nice meeting you guys.
Yep.
Good luck out there. It's our golden goose, really like you would your own kid.
Department head discussion.
I got a question for you guys. Maybe you have an answer, maybe you don't, but
We had an answer.
the mitigation site at DD 21. Is it public hunting or not public hunting? And if not, who do they contact, or is it just off limits? I get phone calls and
We went through this last year.
I know.
Yeah. So here's what I was instructed by former DNR officer that was up here, Jeff, right?
Jeff
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah, him and Jeff Green. It is DD 21s.
Mhm.
Every
Landowner.
landowner that paid into that main, it's theirs. Technically, you need to get permission from every landowner in there. And then you consider, LD Garnis is within 200 yards of that. And you have to talk with him as well, because technically you cannot shoot.
Right.
200 yards. And then Ryan's got livestock, Ryan and Robbie do across the road, so to me, you basically gotta get permission from that whole neighborhood and then whoever owns it. And if they allow permission, then
Right.
there's not a lot we can do because it's their land, it's
Right.
not ours.
And that's what I've told people, and everyone kind of gives me so what are you saying? I'm saying if you want to track down every landowner in the district and ask permission and get permission, you can, but.
And you might wanna get them to sign something, because if
Yeah.
a DNR comes in and says, do you have permission? And you say, yes, well, how do we know?
Right,
You better have a piece of paper that has everybody in part of that,
right.
and, I mean.
It's a refuge.
I mean, that's kind of, I told people, I said, to me, if it was me personally wanting to hunt it, I said, it wouldn't be worth the headache to try and hunt.
So do we need to probably think about placing a sign down or something to the effect that says hunting only by permissions of all 58 landowners?
DD
21.
21.
I mean, it's a liability. Yeah, no, I mean, that's your problem to
Or
find
does
out.
the district have a meeting and
And do it all.
vote whether or not to allow it or not, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
They could, I suppose.
And the biggest
That
thing is,
people ask you that it'd be worth their time.
I bet you I get 3 or 4 phone calls every hunting season.
I imagine it's
And
probably pretty good down there.
Eldeen gets people stopping there all the time and asking.
So would it have to be every one of them or just a majority?
I don't know.
Like I said, I'm
Come
asking,
up with
when I
drainage.
get the phone call,
Mark, great pay grade.
And I think that's another reason why it didn't go to like conservation for public, is because of Eldeen's house being there. And so,
To me, it's a little unhuntable, at least part of it is. and
Right.
right,
I'm not a DNR officer.
like say, you know. Yeah, we almost need to put at least private property signs. I wouldn't necessarily say the no hunting, but with private property maybe, but.
Yeah.
Because when you need to get to that other end, you're right across from Eric Kruger's house,
Right.
so then you're within 200 yards of his place,
Yep.
well, Dean's, that's,
You're pretty tight in there.
yeah, like I said, you gotta you gotta go to the neighborhood and make sure you're okay.
Right.
And then get permission from the rest too before. So
That's how I understood it as well, I just. wanted
it's
to see
probably-
what you guys said.
it's probably almost better off just saying
Saying no.
no. But we can, it's not ours.
Right.
So that's what I told the guy called me Saturday, and that's exactly what I told him. He says, I cannot give you permission. We don't own it.
Who called you Saturday? Could you-
Dylan.
Okay,
And so I said, this is the steps you would have to take. Beyond that, I can't help you or hurt you. I can't nothing. So,
right.
Trigger tree.
Well, that's what I would, you
Yeah,
know,
and that's what I've been telling them, I mean, I said, I can't tell you yes or no.
Yeah.
And as far as my understanding is, it's everybody in the district, so you have to get permission from everyone,
Yeah.
not one, everyone.
not just, yeah,
So we leave it at that.
there's a lot of people, cause they just spend millions amongst millions on that whole facility.
Right.
If they don't want it, they don't have to allow it.
Right.
Yeah, and then how do you decipher majority or You know, or everybody has to say yes.
Not
or
really, I mean-
Technically, I'd say
Drainage,
everybody.
That's
I
everybody.
really say everybody, cause it's still their property.
Still-
And they really should put up their own sign.
Yeah. If we did do it,
We do manage the district.
we would
Well,
just,
we do.
we would just bill it back. We're talking.
Still should we put up a sign?
Probably should be no
Or would you
trespassing signs
put
out there.
all the way around it.
You, well, technically you have to. What,
Put it on all four sides.
4 sides or whatever, I guess, sure. But
Cause there's a driveway there, it'd be pretty simple, that's where they're gonna enter, so you put it at the driveway. And then do you put one at the corner that says?
I don't know, it's a tough deal.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad this is clear to you guys.
What?
you know, you've done it, you explain it.
Yeah.
Nobody's apparently trespassing on there, and I mean, Eldine, I'm sure would let us know if somebody's.
If it was- yeah. That's a.
I guess if you think we need signs, come on back to us
Yeah.
later.
Okay, well, like I said, I don't really care, it's, cause
Yeah, it's not your problem.
it's not my problem,
Not there.
but when I get the phone calls, is that, you know, all the hunting questions, who they call us, right? So that's where it's. So it's not public property.
Exactly.
And that's what I got from DNR and county attorney last year, so. That's how I would stick with it, if they wanna go through the hoops, and if that list of permission matches up to the list Val has upstairs for people in that,
Right.
then. And Aldean's okay with it, and Robbie and Ryan are okay with it, Eric Kruger's okay with it. Then I guess they can do it. so.
Right.
Okay.
Jet skis aren't very far away either.
No. They do.
Yeah, just down a little bit, maybe. Oh, yeah.
Anything else, Jim? Any other departments?
Yeah, we got the hazard mitigation update from Mark. He said, they have a meeting this week in person on Thursday at the EOC at 6:30 PM. So, and then, last week we held drone pilot training. Had 9 students, 6 from Worth County. So that went well. Safety meeting will be on November 13th in 2 weeks. And then they'll try to do a fire drill yet this fall, weather and schedule. That's from emergency management.
Okay.
You guys brought up treasurer's roof, and we have our cold storage building in Northwood that the cold is leaking. And I just don't know what should we invest, and we're getting quotes, we got a few quotes, and then we're like, well, we put steel on, we put shingles on, do we do anything? You know,
Still solid building.
You gotta take care of it, I
Yeah.
mean, cause it may, if you guys do.
I just wanna know.
Maybe
if
2
if
years before you
guys-
get into something.
Right, if you guys wanna invest into it, we'll.
You can't keep it leaking or it'll go.
Well, I
it'll
don't
go
know how
downhill.
severe it's leaking, the wood's not rotting yet, there's shakes, and then I think, I don't know if there's 2 layers of shingles on top of that yet. So we'll take,
I'd probably recommend steel, just
well,
Done.
because it's long.
The numbers are- the numbers are pretty high for just a cold storage shed, but like you said, it's still a building, it still might have resale value in the end, but I just wanna know if the board wants to.
Get a
invest
couple.
in it.
Get a couple prices on it.
Yep, we're getting them, we just, this kind of seems like a lot of money and we're gonna. So, all right, we'll just continue on.
Okay.
I have, set up our Office 365 account. I'm working on this week. I'll be contacting a number of the departments to schedule installing for them and get there's a number of different stages. There's the software for, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all that stuff. We have to update that before the end of the year because that's, going out of support. Then there's also the online services side of things for Teams and Exchange, email stuff and SharePoint file sharing and stuff like that. So the first step will be the applications and getting OneDrive set up for people, so the files are stored there.
Sounds like a process.
It's gonna be a good process, yeah.
Good.
So I also have some PCs ordered. We've got one for one of his engineers and then training for the sheriff's department. And then I got a number of other laptops to change out. PCs is there.
Okay.
There's many more department heads. We got Supervisor Weekly. AJ, what'd you have?
Just sat in courtroom for a couple days this week, and then had a phone conference with Heidi from Northland and John Danos on some future property stuff. So I think we're gonna keep moving forward on that. They're gonna get us some more information, and sounds like that pending approval of this table will keep moving, or start that process. Hopefully we'll have that stuff there in another week or two.
Okay. Mark?
At Central, I'll do attention if we, over budget stuff. We also had a visit from the, officers, police officers in town, had several incidents at the detention center where our staff, you know, unfortunately aren't allowed to pick with touchy kids, and a lot of kids that wanna fight. We got gang issues because we get people from Polk County and see all the other counties, and they all got their own affiliate gangs, unfortunately. So we've had some pretty severe incidents actually that we've been able to keep in control. With the new unit, it's really helping. Telling Sheriff earlier that we actually have three murderers in there right now that are under the age of, that aren't adult age. So we tend to try to keep them in a newer unit away from the severe, I mean, but got a lot of bad kids in there, unfortunately, that should be somewhere else. It's not how the state left to do it. So another one of the state things that probably needs to be corrected, but otherwise, budget wise, we're doing good. We're getting the debt paid down on the new building. We're on schedule. We're ahead of schedule there. So the interest rate being a little higher, that's good. I know we're gonna meet again, the executive board is gonna meet again and continue to go over the handbook and kind of update that. So we're doing that project. Yeah, that was all I had, so.
Okay. Oh, I didn't have anything other than those court dates.
Yeah, I had to quote them too, I guess. So,
Yep.
sorry.
Anything we need to add on next week's agenda, guys, that you see?
Do you know when the next one with Betco is?
We'll probably have a budget one. Melissa, I'm sure we're gonna have a budget meeting probably. Do we have a date set for that?
The next, just the executive board meeting at January 8th.
Okay, that'll work.
And then I have that, Jackie, I have that at the Winnebago County Conservation Building. So that people can see it. If instead of,
New building, huh?
yep,
Okay.
Jackie, will you add that during my session, we'll open bids for those three pickups?
And then you're doing your,
The escape will go and work Mitchell County since they.
Okay.
Anything else? If there's anything else, I will take a motion to adjourn.
so move.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Motion carries.